Comedy.
Welcome to Moving Mind Studio. You are here as usual with Ryan, Sam, and the greatest of all time.
Who?
Brandon.
Who?
What up?
Who?
And today we're talking about musicals.
Oh,
You see where I was going with that? Okay. All right. So I'm going to start off with an easy, what is happening? I'm going to start with an easy question. Somewhat easy. What are some of your few favorite musicals?
Yes.
Apple. Some of your favorite musicals.
like a musical movie?
A musical. Let's stick to movies right now. Yeah, because that's
Okay.
a whole other ball game.
I have a question to your question, and I feel like you're going to talk about this later in the show.
Yeah.
What is considered a musical? Can I go I don't?
Can we be like,
It's
can I say
so-
Lion King?
Oh yeah.
That,
that's
yeah.
you're
Okay.
gonna say?
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I think yes. Yeah. I had that dilemma myself.
like Disney movies. We can go there.
We can. I think we can. That was something I struggled with too, but I feel like that's a whole other ball game. But I do bring that up.
Awesome.
I will bring that up at some
All right,
point.
so-
Now tell me your musicals that you love.
La La Land. No, I'm just
Yeah.
Lion King.
Lion King.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hakuna Matata, man.
Live action. Any live action ones that you not Lion King live action.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah. No, it's like
not
not yet.
yet.
It's
Not
coming
yet.
soon. But any live action.
Go to Ryan.
Okay.
You can't think of any. Can
No.
you think of any?
Because I have to say I like a live action
Yeah.
musical.
Yeah.
I'll think
you
about
don't
it.
have to say if you don't like. Okay.
I guess La La Land
Yeah, of
probably.
course,
but
can't
also
say
like
that.
the first hour of Across the Universe. I always fall
The
asleep.
first hour?
I always fall asleep because then it gets into the first hour is really good.
Yeah. Okay.
Romeo and Juliet.
What? What should happen? No, Juliet.
Do they sing in that?
Yeah, it's all
Yeah, did
Elton
they?
John songs.
Oh yeah, it's true. That's true.
It's amazing. It's still not live action though.
Yeah, give me a live action, man. Old school. There's a lot of old school stuff. Singing in the Rain.
I know there's a
we
lot
haven't
of old
seen.
school. Okay. Wizard of Oz.
Oh,
Okay,
there you go.
See, that
They-
works.
they sing.
Yeah,
Is that a
works.
musical?
Of course.
Yeah, they sing
it
more
is.
than
They
three
go-
songs.
I think if you sing more than one song, I think it's
Considered a musical.
If the characters
musical. I
sing
feel
more
like
than-
that's a definition I
guess.
just made up. But I feel like if it's more than one song, that they break out in a song at least twice. Like that's
Yeah, if the characters break out in a song
Yeah.
and they're not like
It's accepted
yeah,
and
the
it's
character.
not- yeah.
They're
Yeah.
not like singer. It's not like a
Yeah.
movie about a band.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
exactly.
Wizard of
yeah,
Oz.
there you go.
Done.
There you go.
So I think some of my favorites, Mary Poppins. You guys didn't even name that. Mary Poppins was amazing.
Never even seen
it's
it.
okay.
Really?
It's okay.
I think if I went back to watching that, I'd be like, "This is fucking garbage." But I think, but from my memory, I liked it a lot. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, man, really,
No.
really?
I'm okay with it.
Oh my
No.
god. Okay, anyways,
Charlie
which
or
is
Willy
this is
Wonka?
weird.
Charlie and the Chocolate
Factory.
the Johnny
Not-
Depp one.
No, the old one. That was Willy Wonka.
That's Willy.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is the old one.
They sing in Charlie
Of course
and
No.
they do.
What is one of the songs?
No.
No, wait. No,
Charlie
sorry.
and the
Wait,
Chocolate
wait.
Factory is the Johnny Depp one.
Willy Wonka. And,
Willy Wonka.
okay, whatever. The old one. Of course, there was
Why do
one.
we do this?
His main song when they walk into the. I'm
What
not
is it,
gonna sing
Brandon?
I can't.
Do you know it?
I
The
do. I
Because
did.
it doesn't exist.
No, it does. It's
The Candyman can.
it's fuck.
Oh,
Anyways,
the
whatever.
little dudes sing.
Yeah, that too.
We all live in Yellow Submarine.
Clearly, we don't know it. It's Oompa Loompa
Yeah, okay.
Oompa Dee. There's that one. There's one when he's like officially brings him into the big room with all the candy, and then he has his own breakout song. And then there's like a weird song when he's on a boat. Okay, anyways, whatever. I liked it. Whatever. Okay, this is funny because I thought I was gonna be one who really does not like musicals, but yet I'm naming
You
all these.
love all these musicals?
No, but these are the old school ones, and I'm gonna get into that. But like Into the Woods, I really like.
You
the
asked
new
what
ones.
our favorite was, not to
Well,
list.
No, but no.
Well,
but
like this
listen.
isn't fair.
But okay,
I
well,
thought
anyway,
I was
these
gonna.
are some of my
you asked
favorites.
us to name one. What the fuck
No,
kind
I
of
said
sorcery?
No, I said name a few. Okay,
I don't.
Whatever.
We'll rewind it.
Whatever. You'll rewind it. Beauty and the Beast, which I saw recently, was fucking amazing. It was so
Did they
well
sing
done.
all the songs from the original?
Yes,
Beauty and the Beast?
and 3 extra songs. Which and you know, and at first I would have like it was so good that I accepted that. Usually when they add new songs, I'm like, why did you need to do this? But the movie was so good and so magical and stuck really, really, really close to the original animated one, to the point where like it could be almost shot for shot kind of things. And I was like, what? This is amazing. I didn't think it would be so good, but awesome. I'd say it's like an 8.5.
But 3 new songs. I wouldn't even be able to pinpoint which songs are the new ones.
I was a huge
maybe they mentioned
Disney.
Twitter or something, and I'll be like, oh,
that's
the new one.
They're singing about Syria. That's weird.
Yeah.
Where are the Syrians? Donald Trump.
Yeah. So I mean, all that said, I know it's going to sound weird now, but I'm not a huge musical fan after naming all those. I know, but I'm not like classics I'm okay with, and I don't know why. I think maybe I connect it with being younger. It's more of a nostalgic thing, but like new musicals I'm not crazy into, except for La La Land, which is amazing.
But how many new musicals can you, like Chicago?
Like the
was
ones
like
in the
10
past
years ago.
decade.
Moulin
There's been a few. Moulin Rouge, Chicago,
Miserables.
Two that we
Miserables.
just named.
What's that? Yeah, Miserables. Which
Oh,
like
true.
I have to say, like I hope this never doesn't ruin my future of being in film. Whatever. I fucking hated Les Miserables. Like I really I had a hard time.
I liked it.
I really had a hard time sitting through that movie because there's no dialogue. It's just all singing. There's literally no dialogue. Everything is sung, and I'm just like, oh my god, I can't.
Yes.
And
sit
wasn't it
through this.
sung like in a special way where it was like recorded
It was on
live?
set. Yeah, recorded live. And
Yeah, apparently they had microphones
Yeah,
everywhere because they
yeah,
wanted to capture it. So
yeah,
like
yeah.
people were kind of limited in their movements. Like the actors, they kind of had to be
Yeah.
like, because
You
there
can't
was
shuffle.
Yeah.
'cause
Yeah,
you capture
there was
the
like
sound.
microphones
Keep
everywhere.
your heads up.
But I saw the actual musical before seeing that movie, and it's
And that's
exactly the
probably
same.
why.
Like they sing everything.
Yeah.
Which isn't a good thing necessarily. But
yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was cool to see like the stage version, and then there's like iconic moments that happen in the
I
stage.
feel like that's why you liked it though.
Yeah,
because you're
yeah.
able to be like, oh, I remember that time in the.
There's
on
like
stage.
the death of Javert. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
That actually, now that I think of it, it was kind of ridiculous in the movie. He's like, he falls into like a dam or something.
Yeah.
And they added just like a crack, like when he hits. It's pretty fucking funny.
Like, wow.
But it's Russell Crowe, and he's like singing horribly the whole time. So you're like,
Yeah,
okay,
he's not very good. I feel, I don't know why, but there's a difference in like going to see a play, a musical, and then watching a movie. I feel like I probably would have enjoyed Les Miserables if I saw it in person, because I think it's more than just the singing. It's like the set design and everything. I think that just makes it more cool. But watching it as a movie, it didn't do anything for me at all. I really didn't like it. And I'm going to bring up the new musical. I mean, the newest one, which is La La Land. And why is that movie? Have you seen that?
It almost won Best Picture.
Yeah, almost. And
it did for a second.
It was Best
Very
Picture
close.
for like a few
Very
minutes.
close.
A minute.
Yeah. So why is La La Land so good? Like why
I
was
don't
it
think
so
La La
critically?
Land was so good.
I mean, it was critically like people loved it. Like it did
Well,
very well.
I think
for
the
itself.
cinematography was really great, and it was kind of like a nod to just classic Hollywood.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like every time there's a movie like that comes out, everyone when The Artist came out, everyone's like, "Oh, nod to the silent era, going into the talkies and all that." Woohoo! And I can't remember who brought up the term to me, but they were saying like it was a Hollywood hand job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
think
just
I said that.
like
Someone said it to
enjoy
me.
this,
Yeah.
like this is Hollywood life. So people
Yeah.
are like, "Oh, it's critically acclaimed,"
Yeah.
and Hollywood is pushing for it because it's a movie based in Hollywood. So
Yeah, there's always that at the Oscars, apparently, like the circle
Yeah.
jerkness
yeah.
of Hollywood.
And that's probably, I think that's why it did so well, because it like all the Hollywood people are like, I can relate to this.
Yeah, but I mean, it did well outside of Hollywood as well.
Yeah.
Like it did well. You mean in the awards?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it also did well at the box office.
Yeah.
Like I'm curious if you take out all the singing and dancing and like fill it in, would it still be a
Yes.
great movie? And I think it would have been.
Yeah.
It was a good film. I don't think it had to be a musical. I think they went that route because there hasn't been a musical in a while, so why not classify it into that thing? And it got them all the awards.
Yeah.
Almost all the awards they wanted.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Okay, so my next question is,
awesome.
yeah, it was you like every day after Ryan saw that movie, like literally every time I saw him, you were singing that song.
I have it on
You
my
have it
phone.
in
I
your
listen
car.
to it
It's
like every day.
ridiculous.
I did not like musicals like 3 years ago.
Yeah,
but like
now you do.
Yeah, because my girlfriend brought me to see actual musicals like on the stage,
that's the thing.
and it's amazing. And I was like, oh, let's watch some movie musicals too.
Yeah,
and just, I mean, it's not as good as on the stage.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's still like, I don't know. It brings in a whole other like skill set for the actors. I don't know. I think it's cool.
Like I said, I think I appreciate it more when it's in front of me because I can take in the whole thing, like the sets and all that stuff. So my next question is, why do you feel, or do you feel it's more widely accepted to watch animated musical than a live musical? I feel like there's like some sort of stigma with men, especially watching like musicals. That are not like we all watch these Disney movies that are full of songs, but when it comes to watching a live action one, there's something different about that. And why?
I don't know why that is. That's true. That's part of like why I didn't like musicals before. I like maybe I did, but it's seen as weird to enjoy musicals as a man.
I think it's because in like, let's say you take La La Land or any musical, when they break into song, you know that in a real life situation that would be impossible, that everyone breaks out into song and dance and everyone's choreography is on point. Whereas when you're watching an animated movie, you've already accepted that it's not real. You've already accepted that it's an animation. Lion King, these lions aren't speaking. They can't speak English, and so when they break out into song, you've already adjusted to the fact that it's not real. So when they sing, you can play along with it because you're already in that mindset. But when Emma Stone breaks out with her friends and starts dancing and all that, you're like, that wouldn't happen in real life.
But I think that's exactly right, and that's why in La La Land, the director wanted to start with that huge musical number on the highway because he's like, this happens in this world. Like, get used to it. This is going to be a thing. And there's actually like, I find they don't break out into song that much, and oftentimes they're just like City of Stars. Like they do like 5 versions of that.
He is a musician, so that helps the fact that he's playing the music, and that's it's actually a part of the story.
They ease you into it, and it makes sense.
I think that what you said is so right, and that's the thing is like it has to be worked in a way into the movie where it's not so abrupt. Because I know there's a lot of like musicals where things happen super randomly, and it for me that's what throws me off. I'm like, I can't do this. But if it's worked in a way that it doesn't take me away from the movie too much, then I'm like okay, this
Dreamgirls,
cool. Never seen
with
it.
Beyonce.
Well, that makes sense. They sing,
and it's like they're a band and they sing. So I mean, that is considered a musical, isn't it? But it's actually incorporated into the story.
It's true that sometimes if they just break out in a song and it's not, they haven't prepped you properly. You're like, okay. Especially if like they start like a love ballad and you're not into it, and you're like,
it's like, oh god,
okay, well, I'm in for like 4 minutes of this guy like
exactly.
I get that.
So I'm gonna bring you guys back to like my original kind of question. Why do you think it's so not that it's not acceptable, but it's kind of weird for men, or there's something around men watching musicals, and why do you think that is? Like, why do you think it's considered? And it's not weird, but there's something about it. Like, am I wrong?
No, you're right. You're right.
You're right, but I think as time goes on and the generations are changing, I think it's becoming more accepted that men are going to enjoy it. It's just a generation thing. If you go back, the manly men did not watch singing movies; they watched the war movies.
But think about it. But back in the day, there was a point in like, I don't want to name an era time where musicals were a huge thing, like with like singing in rains, Fred and like that's what movies. A lot of them are just musicals, and these guys are these big like movie star hunk guys who are doing these musicals, and they were the cool guys. And then at some point it just like completely switched.
Well, I think like the 70s and 80s probably. Like the 80s, the big push of like the action genre and the action hero and Schwarzenegger and Stallone and all these like big muscular men just shooting people in the face, and that became like that's a man film. Like, men like blood and and I think like we were kind of raised in that era of like the 90s. It was still big. It was still like I don't know, slasher films.
The
and
Disney
stuff.
movies started coming out. I think that's, as a child, you were more accustomed to seeing that. And so then you grew up knowing that musicals existed and there was song in movies sometimes.
That's funny that you brought it up because one of the things I Googled was like musicals, and one of the first things that came up was like, why can't men watch musicals and whatever. So I went through like an old thread. This is from years ago, and like, it was funny. A lot of them started off with saying, I don't like musicals, but I like this and this and this and this. I'm like, dude, those are all musicals. You just said that you like them. And one person realized at the end of like their whole thing is like, this wasn't a good argument because I named like all these musicals that I liked. But one of them stood out. A few of them stood out. I'll read them in a second. But one guy said is like, I hate musicals. The only musical I liked was Sweeney Todd because there's blood and killing and stuff. And I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
And that's why like dudes are like so opposed to watching musicals because we feel like maybe like it has to be more, it's not tough.
So we should make a war movie
musical,
like Rambo the musical.
Yeah.
Like after you murder someone, it's like
I'm so sorry.
Like stabbing a guy in his neck and then singing.
But if we're considering like more than 3 songs, then like the Monty Python movies are all musicals, and those are fucking hilarious, and people love those. Men love those, especially.
That's true. That's true.
Maybe if it's like laugh out loud funny, it's acceptable. Or if it's a satire in some way,
and they're mocking themselves doing it, then maybe
like a dramatic musical doesn't fly with men.
But that's one reason I liked Into the Woods a lot. Have you guys seen that?
I didn't even know that was a musical.
Really?
Seriously?
I didn't.
I
watched the whole movie and I didn't even realize it was a music. No, I didn't see it.
I was like, no, that doesn't make sense.
It's like, you okay? He's like, something's like, but it was a play and then used a musical. And the reason I liked it was because it was very self-aware of itself. Like there was like a scene where like the prince is singing about how handsome he is and whatever. And it was just very self-aware.
But it's also not to Disney stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
all the fairy tales and
stuff in there.
Princess and the Princess.
Yeah.
See, like in the actual musicals that I've seen on the stage, a lot of times they are self-aware that they are in a musical.
Yeah.
There's one called Shit.
Oh shit, that's a good one.
Shit. Fuck. Damn it. It's gonna hit me like right after the podcast, but it's like about the guy who invented musicals, and it's making fun of like all the other musicals, and it's awesome.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
I lied. We've been saying the word musical so much that it actually hit me what live action is my guilty pleasure.
What?
High School Musical.
Really?
I need to understand why. I've heard this many times. I've never watched it.
I worked at a video store, and when it came out, we were playing it like on a loop, and I learned
all
the songs.
Whoa, what is so good about that movie? Oh my god.
It's our vacation.
What?
Time is it?
I did not expect that.
Yeah, dude. But
I can't remember if it was 1, 2, or 3. But like we played that on loop in the store so many times, and I knew all the songs.
Okay, but have you've seen the movie?
Yeah,
you haven't just heard the song.
I've watched the movie many, many, many times.
But why? Like, is the movie?
Because it was playing?
Yeah, just because it was playing. I didn't voluntarily watch the movie, but you end up watching the movie so many times.
Just playing the soundtrack.
But you said guilty pleasure, so you liked it.
Because I've heard it and seen it so many times that I've like.
Why are you sweating,
man? I know everything.
Look.
I just like Zac Efron, right?
Look, no, actually Vanessa Hudgens.
Yeah.
She's cute as
a button.
I feel like she was like
button.
She was young, so you got to say button.
Exactly. Cute as
I was young at the time too.
Yeah. No, but that's a big musical. I mean, I've heard people talk about it, and I've seen all these memes that I cannot relate to. Yeah. I've never seen the movie, and I was like, "What is this actually good?" I feel like if I watched it,
it was catchy. It was very catchy.
Okay. But I feel like it's like dated, right? If I watched it now, I would be like, "Nah, this is not that great." Well, how long did it come out? Like at least
I don't know,
10 years ago or something.
Zac Efron was a teenager.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Not.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Within that thread, I also saw a really cool comment that kind of like summed up why I think most people don't like musicals. I'm gonna read like really quickly what he said. He said, "Singing is antithetical to efficient communications." I can't read. It takes much longer and it repeats and repeats. Whatever. Basically, what the person's saying is that I think why people have a hard time in musicals because to get a point across, there's a 5-minute song. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, okay, get to the fucking point already. And that's a reason why a lot of people don't like musicals.
Yeah, and that's true. Also, like musically, like let's say in a movie that's not a musical, you'll have a scene, let's say between a guy and a girl, and you don't really know where it's going, but then like intricately through the whatever happens, you find out like, oh, maybe they like each other. Yeah. But then like a musical, as soon as the music starts, you're
it's like
this is where they fall in love.
Exactly.
Or like in Grease when they're singing back and forth like what tell me more, tell me more, and they figure out like it's kind of that giddiness of love when they're talking about it. So they're like, might as well make it a song.
Yeah. So do you guys like musicals? Like, would you say you're a musical?
I'm not going to say I like musicals. I'm going to treat a musical like any movie. And if the movie and / musical is good, then I'll enjoy it. But there are some that I just do not enjoy. So it really depends. I'm not against the title of it's a musical. I will watch it. But if it's not a good film, I will say I don't like it. But it's not because of the fact that it's a musical.
So if you're going to go see a movie and you don't know it's a musical, then find out it is, like, whatever. Would you...
would you be watch it? Okay. No, I'll still watch it. Okay. But if it just wasn't good, then I'll say it wasn't good. But maybe it wasn't good because the fact it was musical. Maybe, but I'm not against it.
Yeah, and you, Ryan?
I like musicals, but again, it depends on the story. I won't go out and see a movie just because it's a musical necessarily, but I do like musicals, and actual musicals on the stage are fucking amazing, and I highly recommend them.
That's a different story, I feel, altogether. But I definitely agree. I think seeing it live is such a different, and you're watching a singer, and like it's so many different elements to it, and that's cool. Anyways, that's it for this episode of Movie Mind Studio. We talked about musicals. Let us know your musicals that you like. Any musicals that you liked, or some of them that we named. I don't know what's happening. We're all self-destructing. So list them in the comments. List them in the comments if you have some musicals that you want to let us know that you like, because we like to know things that you like.
This is going
Brandon's on. Dying. Brandon is dying.
I've said the same thing, just nonstop.
I think my brain shut off. Thank you guys so much for watching. We are out. Peace.